ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 2, text number 29. The contents of the Gita summarized. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschit enam ascharyavat vadati tatha eva cha anyah ascharyavat cha enam anyah Shrunoti Shrutva Api Enam Veda Na Cha Eva Kaschit Ascharyavat Pashyati Kaschidena Ascharyavat Vatati Tatheva Chanya आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेन आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेन आश्चर्यवद्वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् Ascharyavat is amazing. Pashyati sees. Kaschit someone. Enam this soul. Ascharyavat is amazing. Vadati speaks of. Tatha thus. Eva certainly. Cha also. Anyaha another. Ascharyavat similarly. Amazing. Cha also. Enam this soul. Anyaha another. Shrunoti hears of. Shrutva having heard. Api even. Enam this soul. Veda knows. Na never. Cha and. Eva certainly. Kaschit someone. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Since Gita Upanishad is largely based on the principles of Upanishads, it is not surprising to find this passage in Kathopanishad, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 7th verse. Shravanadapyapi bahubir na yo na labhyaha shranvato api bahavo yam na viduhu ascharya vakta kushalo asya labdha ascharya asya gnata kushalam anushishtaha. The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of a gigantic animal, in the body of a gigantic banyan tree, and also in a microbe germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark of spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to the gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can be both so great and so small. So men look at the soul proper as wonderful either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by material energy, people are so engrossed in the subject matters of sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding, even though it is a fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul and thus make a solution to the material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes owing to ignorance, they are misguided by the acceptance of the super soul and the atomic soul as one without distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the super soul and the atomic soul, their respective functions, and the relationship and all other major and minor details. And it is still more difficult to find a man who has actually derived full benefit from the knowledge of the soul and who is able to describe the position of the soul in different aspects. But if somehow or other one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of the self, however, is to accept the statements of Bhagavad Gita spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Shri Krishna, without being deviated by other theories. But it also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the causeless mercy of pure devotee and by no other way. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militan Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guruho Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastade Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Shri Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vyasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam Ascharyavad vadati tatheva chanyah Ascharyavatchainam anyah shrunoti Shrutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. So such is the nature of the living entity, the soul. It is understood even in the similar aspect that one cannot come even closer to know the soul if one keeps on hearing about him for long time, or similarly can you may take authorities of even impersonalist and hear him, or many of them, still you will not be able to understand. If you speak about him in a very expert way, verbatim, it is extremely difficult to realize. And even after knowing all the details, major or minor, it is very difficult to remain in touch with him, full cognizance about him. It is very difficult. Nayam atma na pravachanena labhya athva bahuna shrutena va. It means the knowledge of the atomic soul will not be achievable by too much speaking about it or too much hearing about him. He can only be available, yenna labhyate, who, when it is independently out of his own goodwill bestows the mercy to be known by somebody, not otherwise. Yena labhyate tena atma vibrunote tanuswam. This is also said in Kathopanishad. Unless and until that absolute truth wants you to be realized, he will bestow his mercy, and that is the way to realize. Otherwise not. So naturally, it's totally independent. To know something means you want to make it in your own grip of understanding and limit him. How can absolute truth be limited? Rather, we have to depend upon the mercy of it. And as a conditioned soul, it is very difficult for us to understand or acquire the knowledgeability of the soul, because it's amazing. Amazing means one cannot be grasped by our poor fund of knowledge. That is called amazing. Ascharya. Ascharya is not happening, or the amazement is not happening only to those who hear about or those who speak about. Even if both the things, hearing and speaking about, is going on, yet he will not be able to grasp full knowledgeability about it. How is it possible to see that absolute truth? It is extremely rare. Just knowledgeability is not there. Mayaya aparita jnana means those who are actually trying to know, but somehow or other the Maya steals away the real knowledge that requires to understand that the soul, the nature of the soul. And therefore, they speak verbatim. They tell so much in detail about this so-called Vedic knowledgeability given in the Vedas. But knowledgeability does not give us guarantee of realization. What is knowledge? Knowledge means realized knowledge. Knowledge means realized knowledge, not mentally or intellectually obtained knowledge through studies of the Vedas. So, however, they may try by so much hard studies of the Vedas, they end up in finding by negating. They end up in finding. Now, if they find something and yet it is not in their grasp, so neti, neti, neti. It is said that those who know, they are always afraid that they will lose their knowledge. Those who know that one time or the time is coming that they will not be able to repeat verbatim when they become old, when their intelligence become dwindle. They will not be able to speak up. But somehow the Prabhupada was speaking the absolute truth throughout the end of his life. Means unless and until that absolute truth of that soul or the super soul, which is qualitatively one, wants to bless us on its own mercy, then we'll be able to know. We are so much desperately important that we can't on our own effort grasp the absolute truth. We require mercy. However you go analytically, but yet you will have to depend upon the mercy alone. So all your efforts are going to be useless. Does it mean that you should not do those efforts? You must try at least to see the sincerity. Whether we are sincere in pursuing the knowledgeability or not. Otherwise, how come jnani is bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapadyate? To surrender to Lord Krishna after many, many human births. It's a very rare occasion. So can you imagine the amazing nature which is independent, which is inconceivable, which sometimes we see, it is simultaneously one and different. Yes, but that is the basic understanding that philosophy has to be founded upon. That both the things are present. We think it is within our grasp, but at the same time it is so far away that we have to be humbled. There is no way. There is no way that, yes, I am a knowledgeable person. You can't say that. That's not the authorized statement. Somebody else may promote you by telling, yes, he is very learned, but but the but is for him to be always remaining humble. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Achintya means inconceivable, right? And this is the symptom that if it is amazing and it cannot be measured through the limited fund of knowledge, and it cannot come in our grasp, nobody can claim that, I have realized the truth. Somebody has to tell on your behalf. If you say that, yes, I am a realized person, then forget. Who said you are a realized person? You have little... your realization is limited to you. It's not a universal realization. So their nature becomes conducive for the same conduct of the recipient of mercy. Haridas Thakur, all the great acharyas, they were not knowledgeable because academically they were not qualified even. But simply by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is a realized person. Rupa Goswami is a realized person. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he is a realized person by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Rai is a realized person. These are the four he chose for different subject matters or different branches of the same devotional service. So the idea is that achintyastute khalu bhava tamsta tarkena yojayat. The thing which are inconceivable cannot be understood through our mundane logic, material logic. Why? Because material knowledge or mundane knowledge is based on prakriti, the knowledge obtained through the three modes of material nature. But this is prakriti be parebhyascha tam achintyasya lakshanam. The only symptom of inconceivable is that it is not confined within the jurisdiction of the three modes of material nature. So therefore, we have to depend upon the mercy of the divine, the divinity. When there is no divinity, religion has no purpose. The Supreme Absolute Truth is divine by constitution. And one who comes to his constitutional position, achieving constitutional position and stay within by the activities or by the performance of pure devotional service, then it is possible for him not only knowing the absolute truth, but localization as well as personality also. So, devotional service supersedes. Devotional service itself is generated from the mercy of the Lord and His pure devotee. Otherwise, there is no hope. So, we need to develop that humility and obligation. Due to the humility, we see that we are totally dependent upon the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, no. Everything becomes an obstacle in progress of devotional service. Our work, our profession, our whatever, they are all obstacles. So, those who are ignorant of the amazing nature, they should not be confused more because they are already under confusion. So rather, an expert, those who are liberated, and they have to act to become a demonstrator or an example before their eyes. But Joshayet sarva karmani mukta sangam samacharet. He has to keep on connecting everything with Krishna. So it becomes, or it is transformed into the mercy. The mercy of the Lord. So, mercy is amazing. Mercy is independent. Mercy and Krishna is non-different. So, this is the nature of the transcendental situation of super soul as well as the soul. And Prabhupada said those who are thinking impersonally, they do not distinguish between super soul and the soul. What to speak of that they will ever dependent upon the super soul's mercy? When they don't find difference, so actually their knowledge is stolen somewhere by the Maya. Because it's amazing that even a great thinkers can make mistake to equate between soul and super soul. Prabhupada is telling that the soul is situated in the big body of an elephant at the same time and a little microbe. And a little microbe. And when we come to understand that we are not the bodies, but the bodies are made up of tiny living entities, and they are in billions and trillions in number. When we are not the body, and they are making our body, and they also have soul. Because soul exists as a subparticle even in a cell. And I'm not confined into a cell. So therefore, I'm trying to exhibit my ownership on the body. But actually, I'm not the owner. These living entities situated in different organs, they constitute organs, tissues and organs. And they work so much for their own eating, sleeping, mating and defending. And they force me to work. But mesmerized by the nature, I think I am the doer, or I am eating. Who said you are eating? Well, Krishna on the other side says, I am digesting the food as Vaishvanar, 4 types of food. and the gastric juice that digests your food. So we have to understand the amazing nature. Amazing nature means it is inconceivable, and therefore we have to depend upon its independent mercy to make it revealed to us. So in the same way, whatever is constituted of the internal potency of the Lord, like the Lord's holy name, the holy dham and everything, they are not different from the Lord. That is the nature. Whatever is constituted of internal potency, Chidvaibhav, then we have to understand anything, like starting from the holy name all the way to the deity worship and everything we are doing, we have to understand that it is not different than the Lord. And we have to depend upon them to reveal to us their nature. It's not that, well, because I'm learned, I can read and find out myself. No. So the idea is that the inconceivable nature of the soul should be understood only up by its own sweet will. Atah krishnasya namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyai sevanam mukhehi jihvado swayam spuratyamevadya. Therefore, krishnasya namadi, the holy name of Lord Krishna, and everything pertaining to it, like nama, rupa, guna, lila, na bhavet grahyam indriye. It is not a subject matter for our senses to understand. Sevanam mukhehi jihvado. We have to serve to all our five senses, engage in the service of the holy name. And swayam spuratyamevadya. And it will reveal its own mercy. So, wait till then. Oh, I am chanting for 25 years and I am not getting any realization. I think I am not progressing. Then one is too much mechanical. They think there should be reciprocation by time, efforts, whatever it is. But now, we have to depend upon. And that is the only reason this spontaneous devotees, those who do not go through the regulated principles of Srila Rupa Goswami, Vaidhi Bhakti, they say, Lord will reveal anything and everything. I don't have to depend upon my own effort. Well, ye yathamam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. Where it is then? Reciprocation is there. So, they think they are the only one who want to control by showing all the mental contaminated desires to serve the Lord? No. Haridas Thakur in Harinam Chintamani said that they will not develop sthai bhav in ages. So, in one age or one millennium, how many cycles of birth and death we have gone through? Never happens. You know, while it is definitely a secured process in Vaidhi Bhakti, when senses are fully engaged in service of the master of senses, that is the real bhakti. And we are sure that steady emotions will take us to reveal Lord Krishna or attract Lord Krishna to his mercy. Otherwise, there is no way. So, those who are knowledgeable, Krishna explains in 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and verse number 8. Seven is telling that Yoga Yukta Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriya Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma Kurvannapi Nalipyate. One who works in devotion, who is pure soul and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone and everyone is dear to him. And though always working, such a man is never entangled, means he is liberated, and then he becomes the recipient of the mercy of Lord Krishna. So, how does he act in between? Naiva kinchit karomiti yuktam anyatam tattvavit pashyan shrunvan sprashan jignan sasanchan sashan pralapan vishrajan grihnyan nishannapai Indriyani indriyarthe vartayanti iti dharyan. A person in divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving out, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects and that is, he is aloof from them. Indriyani indriyartheshu vartayanti iti dharayam. Guna guneshu vartayanti iti dharayam. So many places Krishna is said, actually it is the interaction of the three modes of material nature as a subject as well as the object. The gunas are, I have nothing to do. Because I am attached with the body, the three modes are affecting me, and I think I am also made up of the three modes of material nature. That's a mistake. But then how is it that I can't bear cold? How is it that I need heat now? The yogis, they were controlling everything like this. But in devotional service, if we engage our senses in the service of the master of senses, this devotional service will allow us to get liberated from the effect of the three modes of material nature. So naturally, even if you do an ordinary work, a devotee in liberated state can also do ordinary work, but he is not attached. His detachment is there from the entanglement of the effects of the three modes of material nature. He is free. So therefore, that is the safest state of existence. Devotional service means a favorable engagement of our senses in the service of the master of the senses. Rishikena rishikesham sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So, when you do not have conception, sarvapadir vinirmuktam, give up all the entangled conceptions that, oh, you are this body, you belong to this caste or creed or this or that. Just engage directly in the service of Krishna. Engage all your six senses, including mind. Not only that, you will be able to control the mind, control the senses, and you will be rightly situated on that platform of detachment, which is the primary requisite from achieving Brahman, that state of Brahman. So the idea is that Indriyani indriyartheshu vartayanti iti dharem. These are the senses and they are engaging in their subject matter. I have nothing to do. Guna guneshu vartayanti iti dharen. It is the association of the modes of material nature and they interact with the same material modes of my body. What do I have to do? I have nothing to do. So, this is a platform of realization. And Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangatyatva karotiyah lipyata na sapapena padra patma ivambasa. The next verse, number 10. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful actions as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Even while remaining in the muck of Maya, person by engaging in devotional service will live like lotus coming from the mud itself. That's why it is named as Pankaja. It is born out of mud, but does not allow a drop of mud on his body. Scientifically also, if you examine the surface of the lotus leaf, it has tiny bristles coming out from its surface, say surface of lotus leaf, or even a big green leaf. And you will see that the drop of water is on the bristle. Bristle never bends down. All right? So therefore, there is no surface tension, and it is just hanging there. And it is so much unsteady that a slight wave can put it back into the pool of water. It falls off without wetting the leaf. Without wetting the leaf. So, this is known to the rishis. Padra Patma Ivambasa. So, this verse is pretty important to understand the amazing nature, and one cannot achieve this without the mercy of the Lord or His pure devotee or the holy name itself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Anybody has any question?
Yes, I have one. If you can explain what is the interaction between soul and super soul, in very plain and basic words. The interaction between
Hold on.
soul and super soul. So yeah, if you can explain in clear words, basic words, what is the interaction between soul and super soul?
Interaction is there, that the soul is completely, helpless without the facilitation of the super soul, who is all-knowing Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he facilitates to fulfill the desire of the soul. Now, interaction should be there, but there is no interaction because of ignorance of the soul. There is no interaction. Interaction means there is an exchange between the two. In Kathopanishad it is said that two birds are sitting on the same branch of a tree, they look alike, but one bird has the fruit in its beak, the other one is watching him, very cool, right? So this is the situation. The bird that is having the fruit in its beak, it is very disturbed, very much agitated, because he is always afraid that somebody will take that fruit. Right? And he is in anxiety. Muhyamanam. Samane vrukshe purusho nimagno. That is also, the one with the fruit is also Purusha, and the Paramatma bird is also Purusha. One is false, another is true. So, but it does not look at the witnessing bird. So there is no interaction. So meanwhile, the super soul is watching as witness and sanctioner. These are the only two functions. The interaction will occur only by the mercy of a devotee. It will begin to search out, to understand the nature. So self-realization depends upon God-realization. It's not that God-realization depends upon self-realization. Without the help of God, you can't realize. So it is a simultaneous effort. Drashta evatmanishvare means you will see, evatma means you, Ishvare, interacting with the Supreme Lord, sitting there. So unless and until one is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, he will not come to the platform of transcendence where both the soul and super soul are situated. Super soul, however, is mesmerized by the three modes of material nature and is bewildered. A bewildered soul cannot interact with the super soul. It is a one-way track. Do you call it an interaction? It is called action, but not interaction. One-way action. And that's also from the super soul side, not from the soul side. Because he is ignorant. He doesn't know. So therefore it is not an interaction. There should be interaction at every moment. But unless and until one is properly purified of that ignorance and comes to the knowledgeability, realization of the Super Soul, that is what the process has been said. That is very inconceivable for those who are in conditioned state of existence.
So devotional service is compared to the bird with the seed in a beak that throws away the seed.
Now he should offer it to Krishna, right? But unless and until he has been induced to do that, he will not get an iota of understanding why he is doing it. Many people do not know it, even by trying, by doing it. When one is not properly disciplined, he will not get the mercy of Guru even. So he will not be able to expose himself properly. So interaction has to begin, but unfortunately it is not beginning. How much interaction is required? It's proportionate. In the degree of your surrender to him, he will be able to available to you. Yes.
Maharaj,
Take the mic.
Maharaj, when we are doing some activities, sometimes we get a call from inside, don't do this, don't do that, it's wrong. Now, who's telling that?
Who so? Whether your mind is telling you, intelligence telling you, they are the first two and they are to approach first. Then maybe by your good fortune, if holy name has given you the effort, then you will see that whatever your mind is telling is approved by the intelligence also and finally approved by the Super Soul also. So, how would you confirm it? Go through Guru Sadhu Shastra and confirm it. Otherwise, if mind is telling you, you will be called a mental case. You will be only on the platform of sentiments. In sentiments also these things are happening, you know.
And Maharaj, the other question is, when we do bhakti, is that we come out of 3 moods of material nature, feeling heat and cold?
Why do you have to come out from? Rather, you are using the body in service of Krishna, so utilize everything that is favorable to the service, not to your body. Suppose right now I am feeling uncomfortable because of cold and I am packed up. But suppose if I have to do some service on the altar, I can't go with these clothes, you know. I have to take out. I may take only a little shawl, and if that is woolen, then I can take. You know. So that's a relative question. All right?
Thanks, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Any other question? Yes, Ma. Here.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Riva.
I was wondering how we can increase realization of our dependence on Krishna. What is the best way to increase our realization that we're dependent always on Krishna instead of acting independently?
How do we create?
Increase
Increase
our realization.
a relationship with Krishna. Simply start with the order of spiritual master, and execute faithfully without consideration of right or wrongs. Execute it favorably, and then everything will start from it. So, if we try to put our interjections in it, then chances are that the order is not carried as it is. So, the cardinal principle there, yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. Execute parabhakti. A little of parabhakti will save you from the greatest danger of too much of a mechanical bhakti. So, Srila Prabhupada is so humble, with so much great achievement. He was so humble. And he gives himself only credit that my Guru told me. Then if I have money, just print books and distribute it. That's in English, that's all. And the rest, he sent all of you so I can serve him better. So he doesn't take a credit. So that is the climax of the pure devotional service.